You're watching Spotlight Ukraine, and my next guest is Oleksandr Kharchenko, who is the Managing Director at the Energy Industry Research Center. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
So, what score out of 10 points would you give to the preparation of the Ukrainian energy system for the previous winter, and why?
Look, if I try to go to 10 points, we will spend next hour just to explain what do I mean by that 10 points. That the main issue for our energy system now is resilience. It's absolutely clear. We will have more missile attack, we will have more different kind of cyber attack, and we have to be ready for next winter season very well. It means for us that the main focus have to go to several directions, which where number one, it's a high voltage power grid. We have to restore our high voltage power grid. We have to buy a lot of auto transformers to rebuild main substations and to restore the main part of, like a heart of our high voltage power grid network in Ukraine. Second point, it's a generation capacity, and we have to focus to develop the flexible generation capacity. And if before this war, the key technology which we used in this sphere was coal generating power stations, that now we have to replace them by gas-fired generation. This is most available technology, and we can do a lot even this year for next winterization. And third point where Ukraine has to focus nearest time is gas production. We need to produce more gas. Our consumption dramatically decreased because of war from one side. Same time, our main gas production company, UGV, which is state-owned, more or less on the same level of gas production than last year. It means we are very, very close to be self-sufficient in gas production and gas consumption. And I believe this is a three key direction for Ukrainian energy industry this year to preparation to next year. As well, I can talk maybe for hours what also we have to do, but this is the main point.
Thank you so much. The President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, called to prepare for the next winter right now. So what help does Ukraine need from the Western partners? And do we need this help?
Yeah, we really clearly need this help. No one in the world ever have this kind of terroristic attack, missile terroristic attack to the energy system, to the critical energy infrastructure. And Ukraine now has absolutely unique experience. But from other side, this unique experience needs strong support from all our partners. And I believe that we have to focus them on three mentioned before direction. They have to help us with technology to produce more gas. We need support to take more high voltage equipment, first of all auto transformers. And in generation capacity, we need some gas-fired turbines to produce more electricity in flexible manner next winter, which it will be key to make our system more resilient and more stable next winter.
Thank you. And the main issue for the Ukrainian energy system is the large-scale destruction in the power system. Can we prevent them? Can we prevent the large-scale destruction?
Here we are talking about energy things, not about military things, because first thing anyway is air defense, no other option. But in real life, we are working hardly from energy side to develop a lot of, from one side, physical defense for our key substations and our key generation station, and from other side, to create some algorithm, how our energy system, how our engineers, how our dispatchers doing in time of attack to minimize the consequences. And now we're quite successful. And if you will see that last maybe 2 months, 2.5 months, our reaction to missile waves and a result of these missile waves is quite, minor if compare what Moscow terroristic regime waiting to deliver. That I believe we are on right track.
And now let's put some light on the electricity tariffs. So how will they change for the Ukrainian residents?
Oh, sorry, I'm not a member of the government. I'm not prime minister. I can't give you clear comments and clear prediction how government decides to act in this sphere. But in my mind, it's quite clear that after the war, we have to go to absolutely market situation because of our integration to European Union, because of joint rules on that big market where we will be a part and we will be play with other partners in one game, that we will need to install a clear rules when we have an absolutely market price for electricity, and people who really poor, who really need support will obtain some address subsidies and direct support from the government.
Thank you. And now let's talk a bit about the atomic energy. So Russians continue to terrorize the whole world with the largest nuclear power plant in Zaporizhzhia. It's the biggest and the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. So IAEA convinces urgent consultations and calls on Russia to leave the station. Is this scenario realistic? Under what conditions it might happen?
I can't see any successful scenario in this direction. All this kind of consultation and negotiations going for quite long time, more than 1 month, more than even 2 months, and EITI try to do their best to provide some, peaceful decision how Russian militaries will move out from the station. I don't believe in this scenario. I'm absolutely sure that only Ukrainian militaries can free the station, and then Ukraine obtain control and make situation safe and really safer for everyone in the Europe continent.
Do you see the scenario that we're not going to have any luck in this? And is it really realistic that there are going to be like more threats from Russians concerning the situation at Zaporizhzhia plant?
For last week, I have a lot of news for Energodar and from Zaporizhzhia nuclear station that Russians moving around the station and looking for equipment they can stole from the station.
Oh.
That they already started their preparation to move out. That I believe we have only one scenario. We have to successfully free this territory, free the station, and take it back to Ukrainian hand and make it reliable and good part of Ukrainian energy system back.
Liberation is the best scenario.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for this conversation. Oleksandr Kharchenko, the managing director at the Energy Industry Research Center, was the guest of Spotlight Ukraine. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Latest news, trends, and analytics on all about Ukraine. Like, share, and subscribe. Any questions, proposals, and comments, contact us via email.